So today we are going to be doing subtraction in different bases. The base we're going to be using for problem A is base 8, 6, 3, base 8, minus 2, 5, base 8. We're going to be doing the traditional algorithm for subtraction. So we have the minuend and the subtrahend. We'll be subtracting down. So we look at the 3 and we cannot take 5 away from 3, so we're going to break down this 6 and turn it into a 5, and we're going to take that number 1 and put it with the 3, and this will be 13. So over here, for example, we have a rod which contains 8 for our base and 3 remainder units, and we'll take away 5. So we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we're left with is 6. And that is the number we get right here. So down. The next, we're going to take 2 away from 5 rods. So that will be 3. The next problem, problem C, is 8, 2, base 12, minus 2, E, base 12. And in base 12, E means 11. We're going to be using the model explanation using base blocks. We're going to be doing subtraction. So the first thing we need to do is build 8 to base 12. So we have 8 rods, and 2 units. So here I made 8 rods and 2 units. We're going to take one of these rods and we're going to break it down into 12 units. So we added the 12 to the 2, which is 14 units that we now have, and 7 rods that we now have. So we will take 2 rods and 11 units away from this problem. And why we're taking 11 units is because E equals 11 in base 12. So once we take 11, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're left with 3 here, and we'll take away 2 here, which we're left with 5. So we have 5 rods and 3 units. So it's 5, 3, base 12. All right, next we'll be doing problem B using traditional algorithm. We'll be adding 4, 3, 4, base 5, plus 3, 2, 2, base 5. And we're going to set it up in the traditional algorithm, adding down. In our first column is our units. We have 4 units plus 2 units. So 4, 5, 6. And we're going to trade that in for 1 rod, and we have 1 unit left over. Then in our rods column, we'll have 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll trade that in for 1 flat. So we'll put our 1 and our 1 down here for our 1 rod left over. Next we have our flats column, and we'll have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we will trade 1 in for a cube, and we'll have 3 left over. So then we'll bring that 1 down into our cubes. So the answer is 1, 3, 1, 1, base 5 in our units, rods, flats, and cubes. The next problem is problem D, and we'll be using the base model. We've got 3AC base 16 plus 8, 9F base 16. And in base 16, some of the numbers are represented by letters. So 10 is A, 11 is B, 12 is C, 13 is D, 14 is E, and 15 is F. So what we're going to do is we're going to build our first term. So as you can see, we have 3 flats in our first term. So I drew 3 flats. A, let's look at A. A is 10, so we're going to do 10 rods here. Our next is C. Let's look at what is C. C is 12, so we're going to do 12 units. the next thing we're going to do is we're going to write out our second term, which is 8. So 8 flats, 9 rods, and F, what is F? F is 15, so we'll do 15 units. And since we're adding them together, we're going to be trading in units for rods and rods for flats if we can. Here we have 15 and we need to get to 16 to trade in for a rod. So we'll just do one of these and 15, which is 16, and we'll trade it in for a rod, and I'll just put that one right here. So now over here we have 10 and another 10, but we only need 16 to trade in for a flat. So we'll go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and we'll trade that in for a flat, which I put over here. So we traded this for a flat. Now we're left over here with 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And since we don't have 16 flats here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, what is 12? 12 up here is C. So we'll just put a C to represent 12. Over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 rods. And the last one, let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 units left. So let's look up here. 11. 11 is B. So B will represent how many units we have, which is 11. So the answer is C4B, base 16. All right, for this problem, problem A, we will be adding 6, 7, base 8 plus 3, 6, base 8. And we're going to be using the lattice strategy. So we'll set it up in a traditional algorithm, and that way we'll be adding down. At the bottom is where the lattice plays in. So when we start, we'll start with 7 plus 6, which is 13. But since we're in base 8, we can trade. Since we have 13, we can trade in for 1 rod. So 13 minus 8 is 5. So we have 5 units left over. So down here, we will put 5 in the units place. And since we traded for a rod, we'll put 1 in the rod's place. For the second one, we'll be doing 6 plus 3, which is 9. And since we have 9, we can trade that in for a flat. So 9 minus 8 is 1. So we'll have 1 rod left over. And we'll put the 1 flat that we traded in the flat's place. And how we'll be adding this up is we will go downwards like that. So we'll start with the units. We have 5 units. 1 and 1 is 2, so we have 2 rods. And then we have just 1 flat. So the answer is 1, 2, 5, and then we can't forget the base